Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and let's take a look at War Thunder. But before we do, I have a small announcement to make. I'm not going to be doing the Let's Love, Let's Question, Let's Hate series anymore. Why is that? Because so many games are going to be going to Let's Question anyway that I might as well just put them all together into one series, which is Let's Take a Look At, obviously. Now, the old playlists will still be there. They will still be there if you want to watch the old videos, which I recommend that you do so, or, it's entirely your decision. So, anyways, there will be no more videos put into those three categories. Instead, there will be a new playlist called Let's Take a Look At, and all future videos that have to do with taking a look at games will be put there. The challenge series will still be put in the challenges playlist, and etc, etc. Now, moving along. This game is War Thunder, made by Gaijin Entertainment, who have also made games known as Star Conflict and Adrenaline. They have also made some various iOS apps, and it seems to me that most of the games involve planes. So they're very big when it comes to aircraft. Anyways, they say that this game is an open beta, yes, open beta, which is kind of strange to say the least, because this game seems more like it should be a closed beta. You remember that one game that I played a while back, Warframe? If you haven't if you don't remember that, then by all means just look it up on my channel, the closed beta version specifically. Just look at the closed beta version and then look at the open beta version of that video. And you'll see huge differences made, and they still made huge differences to the game ever since then. Now, the thing about it is that when you think open beta, you think, okay, there's just going to be various changes in the UI, probably some new planes being added, and some new researches, some balancing, maybe new maps, etc, etc. But it's not the case, really. Let me just show you. You see, at the bottom here, there's Aviation, which is what I'm on right now, Army, and Fleet. Now, Army does not exist, and Fleet does not exist. Now, this tells me that they have planned ground and sea battles, but they haven't implemented it yet. So, one has to ask, how is this an open beta, really? Yeah, I don't really know either. But, if they say it's an open beta, then it's an open beta. Now, before I get to the gameplay, I have to say that all of the game's options are controlled through the launcher. And when I say all the options, I mean all the video options. There are various options here that you can control, like your controls, etc. Your main parameters, default view, third person, all login, vibration if you're using a gamepad, guns target distance meters. Yeah, so if you want your gun to start targeting people at farther ranges, I actually want my gun to start targeting people at 600 meters because that sounds like a better idea in general. Vertical targeting, not just horizontal. That sounds like a good idea. Bomb activation time, impact, aerobatic smoke type, show pilot and cockpit, and various other measurements if you want to change these. You can make changes to your user interface if you so desired. You can make changes to sound for practically every aspect, either master volume, music, you can even change how loud your engine, gunfire, and your radio is. Come on, I'm not gonna lie, this is a lot of options in terms of sound, so you can change a lot, which is good. I disabled voice chat by default, and this is actually the default setting, so I didn't really disable it. The game disabled it, which is good. I like that. And social, if you want, you can log in via your Facebook, and you could connect your game to Twitch, and you could do automatic streaming through Twitch, which is very nice because it tends to lag a lot less when you're doing direct streaming instead of using XSplit. Believe me, I've tried using XSplit before, and according to people who have been to that stream, they said that it lagged like balls. It lagged terribly. So I just abandoned Twitch entirely and went back to livestream.com because it lags a lot less that way. But since it's direct streaming, that means they're using their own Twitch server, and it's not really reliant on my own internet connection, except when I actually disconnect, that it disconnects by Twitch TV and stuff like that. You know, you should know how it works. So it lags a hell of a lot less, which is very nice. I wish huge amounts more of games did this, because it's just an amazing feature. I love it. So anyways, there's those options. Now, before I get into the game, there are two problems I wish to explain to you. Two very big problems, and I'm sure most of you will click away as soon as I say these three words. Pay to win. Yes, this game has pay-to-win problems. Up the wazoo. How is this game pay-to-win exactly? Well, let me put it this way. You see how I have 5 planes here? All these planes are free. I got them for free. And when I say for free, it means I didn't have to use any gold eagles. I bought these 2 planes using silver lions, and you get these 3 planes for free. Well, except for the BB-1. The BB-1 I got for reaching rank 2, and the first 3 planes you get are reserve planes, really. So anyways, how is this game paid to win exactly? Well, you see here, recruit crew, that means you have to spend gold eagles, which is premium currency. How much is gold currency? Anyway, you get 500 gold eagles for $3, or your regional equivalent. That is dirt cheap, and that is terrible for a pay-to-win concept. I could understand if it was like, oh, 500 gold eagles? Then you're going to have to spend like $20 for 500 gold eagles. That would make more sense, so it would make people think like, is it really worth it? Yeah, you get what I'm going at. But $3 for 500 gold eagles, and it costs 200 to recruit a new crew member. I'm pretty sure it scales as it goes, but as of right now, it's a dirt cheap way for pay to win. And that is terrible. It is extremely terrible. I wish that they removed this and just replaced it with silver lions. Now, why is this a huge problem? Because think of it as Counter-Strike, really. In Counter-Strike Demolition Mode, if you die, then that's it, you're dead. You have to wait for the next round. In this game, it's kind of the same concept, except as long as you still have planes in your hangar, then you can still play. All of your planes replenish after all your planes replenish, repair, kind of the same thing. All your planes repair themselves at the end of each battle, so you still get these 5 planes. But if one of these planes gets shot at, then I can still use these 4 and respawn. However, if you decide to go the pay-to-win route, then you could potentially have maybe 9 more planes to go into battle with, which is a huge advantage. Absolutely huge. That's a terrible thing to do, because it's basically telling the free-to-play players, hey, you have 5 chances to be a great player, and just, you know, well, not be a great player, really. You have 5 chances to live in this mission, while people who pay for a game have, like, 20 chances. And there's a good reason why I say 20. Oh, believe me, there's a good reason why I say 20. And this is where the second pay-to-win aspect comes from. So, if you click on one of these planes and click on weapons, you will see right here, backup plane. What does the backup plane do? If you mouse over it, it says, allows you to fly a plane into a mission twice, but no more per mission. You can only use a backup plane in arcade mode battles. So say if you like doing arcade mode only because you don't like kind of watching out for your fuel and stuff like that. I haven't actually played a historic battle yet, and I might do so in this video, but right now I'm not going to be focusing on it. Right now I'm going to be focusing on arcade because that's where the meat of the game is. For those who are looking for a flight sim kind of game, then you're not really gonna really find it here because there's a lot of stuff in here that doesn't really obey flight simulation laws. We don't have to pay attention to various things that flight sim enthusiasts would have to pay attention to all the time. But there are some flight sim aspects in there, like you have to make sure that your engine doesn't get shot up too badly, and if you turn way too quickly, then you're going to get an overload on G-forces, which could cause your pilot to actually pass out, which is kind of a bad thing. I've actually had it happen to me once because I was trying to quickly go around to the back of an enemy plane, and my pilot passed out and I crashed and burned. That was not a fun experience, but, you know, it's there. I mean, of course, it was my fault because it said overload G, 7G, like in bright red on my screen, and I was ignoring it, so it's entirely my fault. I should have just slowed down my turning. But yeah, you have to pay attention to which parts of your aircraft are damaged. And historic battles, you have to pay attention to how much ammunition you have and how much fuel you have. I'm not sure if ammunition is really a major concern in arcade battles. The only thing you really have to worry about is not overheating your gun to the point where your gun gets jammed. Yes, your gun can get jammed, but it will get unjammed by itself over the course. It's like kind of like a cooldown. Kind of like using a laser gun in, say, Halo. If you're using the laser pistol and you just kept on shooting away. Alright, so now I'm in the game. This is a ground battle style map. I haven't actually played any other mode. I have no idea if there are any other modes in this game, because ground battle is the only one that I've seen so far. Now, gameplay-wise, this game is pretty damn good. You have to pay attention to a various amount of things, but first things first, I want to see something. If you turn your engine all the way off... No? Yeah, alright. Because last game I tried to record and ended up miserably because I could not actually speak English properly. I thought that when you turn your throttle all the way down to 0, your engine would just stop working, because I wasn't getting shot with my engines at all, really. So there was that. Okay, there's a guy coming over here, so I'm going to try to go for him. Let's actually meet up. Come on. Shooting down planes is much like one would expect. You have to lead your target, which is handily indicated by that lead target indicator. If you aim in that general direction, then more than likely you might be able to shoot it down. Ooh, this is getting really hectic. Oh, this is the kind of air combat that I really wanted. This air combat actually feels really good. It's very fast paced, and oh god, he's actually a really good pilot. He managed to miss. I think he actually punched the ground. Alright. Sweet. Let's see here. There's a guy over there, but, you know, he's dead. So, with ground control, there are two ways of winning. Either killing every single player on the other team, because it's kind of like Counter-Strike in that sense, or destroying the opposing team's ground forces. You can see how many ground forces are left on the bottom left. There's a number for how many ground forces are left for each team. The blue one is how many ground forces you have left, and the red target is how many ground forces they have left. Once that number is reduced to 0, your team or the opposing team wins. Or if you shoot down the opposing team and they have no more fires to use, then you win by default, because they have no way of defending their ground forces. I'm gonna try shooting that armored car down. I can't guarantee that this will... Oh, yes, it actually did happen. That is nice. Now, like I was saying before, the air-to-air combat is actually really satisfying because it can get fast-paced and really hectic like you saw before. It's just really satisfying. They actually need to fix that. I don't know if that was a intentional... I don't know. Maybe I'm just blind. What I was talking about right then and there, like, oh, yeah, I'm not that good. I'm not that good. That's what happens when you are terrible. I'm going to fly this biplane because, as far as I know, only the biplanes actually have landing gear. Which is strange to say the least. I don't know why fighters and bombers don't have landing gear. Maybe somebody who's proficient at this will tell me why. But then again, they do have landing gear. They do indeed have landing gear. Maybe I have to engage the landing gear somehow? And I just don't know the control for it? I don't know. Look up when I go back to the controls menu and I'll put it in the annotation saying if there is indeed a button to engage or disengage landing gear. But for now, all I know is that the biplanes are the only ones that have landing gear. So I'm going to try going for this Chance Corsair fellow, since I am a... or not. Or he could just explode to 2 different pieces. Let's see. Chiatis. Okay. Chiatis, you are now my new target. How does that make you... oh, and I need to reduce speed because I'm going way too fast. Yeah, as long as you aim in the general direction that the lead indicator tells you to, then you'll be fine. You'll be perfectly fine. I think actually if you go too fast, your engine could also just stall and die. I think that's also the case. That may be what happened last game. Maybe I was going way too fast and my engine just stalled. That's probably what happened. And let's see here. He's still up and about. Not for long. I have him right at the butt. I am going to shoot his butt until he is dead. I have a hole in my right wing. Oh god, why did that guy crash into me? He literally just crashed straight into me. Why did that happen? Why did he do that? I don't know. My teammate literally just crashed straight into me. Oh, jeez. Okay, well, you take care of Chiatis. If you can. Oh, I'm flying the bomber! I did not realize I was just flying the bomber. Alright, I need to get higher. I need to get much higher than this. Okay, so this is the bomber-type aircraft. The bomber-type aircraft is kind of awkward for me because I can't really tell distance very well. Like, how far I really need to be in order to get bombing runs done right, which is kind of terrible. Oh yeah, if you're going to be using the Oculus Rift, which this game fully supports, then this is the view I recommend. This is the view that I highly recommend for anyone. Or if you're just a flight sim guy in general, then just use that cockpit view. Because it's kind of neat. But I don't have the Oculus Rift, at least not yet. Once I do have the Oculus Rift, however, I will be doing a new series on that. So if you're expecting that, then you're going to be quite pleased. I just launched 2 bombs. I have no idea if they're going to hit that target. Probably not. Because I am not great with bombers. Okay, I have no idea how many bombs I have left. Okay, I don't have any more bombs, but my bombs will replenish in about a minute. That's good to know. Okay, there's another bomber over there, and I plan to take him out. If that is a bomber. No, none of my bombers actually hit. That's not a good thing. I am a terrible bomber. Alright. I am much better as a fighter, really. Okay, I need to... Bombers are really bloody slow and very, very hard. Oh, I almost passed out. I just almost passed out. That is not a good thing. That is a terrible thing indeed. Okay, engage the afterburner. Okay, there's someone on my butt. He's gonna crash. Okay, I believe it's F6 to use the turn view? Yes, F6. Okay. Oh, no, this is not what I want. F1 is to engage the... Oh! Okay, I didn't see that one coming. I didn't see that one. I just crashed into the wall. So yeah, bombers, if you're good with bombers, then go ahead and use the bomber, but I'm personally never gonna use the bomber ever again, because I am not good with bombers. Maybe I might get better with bombers someday, but today is not that day. Also, as an update, while I was fiddling around with the main menu, I found that you can earn up to 250 gold eagles for free, as long as you're doing the tutorials and stuff like that. I actually just earned extra 100 gold eagles, so if you weren't me, that you could have gotten that extra crew member, but since I was me, then I can't get that extra crew member, but you know, there's that. But since we won, I get to show you the victory screen. Place a team, I think I placed 8th. I guess that's an 8. Okay, let's see here. Reward for first steps in the game, 5,000 XP. Play statistics. Yeah, I scored 8th place because I died 3 times. Anyways, this is pretty much where it goes. It pretty much does the APB style of premium accounts where you pay for a certain amount of days and stuff like that. So if I had a premium account, I could have gotten almost double alliance and double XP. But, you know, stuff like that happens. So, I get an increase in main level and an increase in country level. I don't really know what the difference between the two is. I haven't really seen a difference between the two. But there probably is a difference between the two. Alright. So, that's pretty much how the victory screen is. And yeah, it's pretty much like APB, where you can actually purchase premium by using gold eagles. So right now I could get 1 day premium, which means I can get the extra 2 slots and for decals, and I get the bonuses if I so desire, but I do not so desire. Instead, I'm going to upgrade something, and that something will be this fighter plane. How much I need? Yeah, let's see. Since I have 108 gold eagles, without load, default, universal, offensive, 7mm. Okay, this might be a good idea. So, I'm going to demonstrate to you the pay-to-win aspect. Since I just got the gold eagles right then and there. Now, they do just try to be like, okay, we don't want people to think that we're entirely pay to win, so we're going to give out chances to get gold eagles. And basically, there are special events that you do which allow you to acquire more gold eagles for free if you are doing well in that certain special event. So there is that, really, but it's still a huge pay to win aspect, which I still really don't like. So now I just got the offensive 7mm, and if I wanted to, I could also get this, which I need the DZ44, so I could just get that, bam, and now I could get myself some bombs. So now I am a bomber fighter, because why not? That costs me 200 silver lines, which is easy to get. And let's see here, default is filled with that. Okay, there are only 4 types of offensive. Alright, that's totally fine. So let's see, universal, omnipurpose, with tracers, that pretty much tells you where your bullets are going. Stealth, armor piercing incendiary, and adjustment incendiary. Alright, let's go with the stealth bullets. Sounds like a plan. So that's pretty much the pay-to-win aspect. These are minor upgrades, really. These are really, really minor. But, you know, it's still there. I know I'm just griping right now, but you still gotta understand that. Alright, let's see if we could get into another battle. Oh yeah, I actually somehow unlocked the US department. I don't even know how. I don't know. I guess how it works is that since I unlocked USSR first, if I do 3 battles, it's just 3 battles. I don't have to win the 3 battles. It's just 3 battles. Then I unlock the other countries, starting with US, then Britain, then... Oh, wait, no, this is Britain. This is Germany. Germany, Britain, and Japan. So yeah, there is that. I guess that's how it works, really.